Hello and welcome to another episode of the Portrait Profit Show. I'm so glad you're here with me today. My name is Jim Landers, and my mission is simple. I help portrait photographers make an incredible income doing what they love. Each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you get tips and systems on the business side of photography designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales so that you can finally get what you deserve. You're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. Now, I want you to go to digitalprolab.com because the people over at Pro Lab just love you. That's what they do. That's their career. Their career is to make you look like a hero. So let them. Your clients deserve it. You deserve it. Go to digitalprolab.com and then landersphotoschool.com so that you can see what I've got to offer, because I've got classes and on the photography side, but I do mostly spend my time on the business side, helping you get what you deserve, helping you with the money side, helping you with the business side, the mysteries of the business side. So landersphotoschool.com, or just reach out to me directly at jim@landersphotoschool.com. I'm really glad you're here with me today because I've got something that I think is kind of interesting to share with you today. Now, of course, I think every week that we do this is interesting, but this one might cause you to see things just a little bit differently. And whenever we get a chance, an opportunity to see the things that we do every day from a different perspective, a different lens, it helps us. It improves us, who we are, the product that we bring. So I'm just teasing it because I've got a couple things I want to do beforehand, but that's what we're going to be covering today. Now, we use a product called StreamYard to be able to broadcast this show to multiple different places. We're on 5 different Facebook groups and 2 different YouTube channels and even a LinkedIn page. But because we're doing this, we won't be able to see the names of the people who are commenting. We can see all the comments. But if you grant StreamYard your permission to be able to see what it is that to see your name, then I'll be able to see your name. So I'm going to put that in the comments real quick. That way you can just click on the link and that will add you to the queues so that I can see your name. And so instead of saying something like Facebook user or YouTube user, it'll actually say your name, and maybe I'll do a shout out to you. We'll see. All right. So you see it going across the screen right now. Before leaving a comment, please grant StreamYard permission to see your name at streamyard.com/Facebook. All right. Do me a favor and let me know that you're watching live by going over to the comments section and entering hashtag live. And if you're watching this as a replay, then hashtag replay. And that just helps me know the difference between who's watching when, if they're watching with me right now, or if they prefer to watch the replay. And so I encourage you to, in the comments section, enter in hashtag live if you're watching me live right now. Now, I also want you to help me share the Portrait Profit Show so other people know what's going on. They can hear this information. And so click on that share button. You've got the like and the love, then you've got the comments, and then you've got the share. Well, click that share button. Let other people know. And if there's someone specific that you want to invite in the comments section, just click on the @ symbol and then their name, their username, and it will let them know directly. So do that for me right now. Sharing the Portrait Profit Show. Now, today we're talking about making a decision. But first, we have to know what it is we're talking about. So I may be bringing something up today that you haven't heard before, but if you've been watching the Portrait Profit Show, or if you're one of my students, you have heard me say something along these lines before, if not this exactly. And so we're talking about fast food or fine dining, because photographers come in multiple different levels, just like going to a restaurant does. And so in portrait photography, much like restaurants, You have a choice to make. Do you want to be a fast food place or well, a fast food place where convenience and accessibility rule and affordability rule, or do you strive for a more fine dining experience offering something exquisite or luxurious? Either option can be profitable, so they're both good, but you cannot effectively attract your ideal client in the same exact way. So McDonald's is not marketing the same way that a steakhouse markets. They do it differently. The way your clients perceive you has a lot to do with your success as a photographer. And if you've heard me talk before, you know that you get to decide what success is. And not only do you get to, you have to. It's not possible to become successful without defining what success is. It'd be like getting out on the roads, but never saying, I want to go to a certain place. You're just wandering down the roads, doing a good job, but you've never defined where you're going. So you just keep on wandering down roads. And it feels like you're doing good thing. Your people around you are telling you you're doing good things because you're working hard, because they can see what it is. They can see things that you're doing and that you're doing it all the time, consistently. But if you've not defined where you're going, you're just wandering. Those of you who are struggling, that's usually why, as far as what I have found. In this lesson today, we're going to draw parallels between the business side of photography and that of a restaurateur. I'll challenge you to look deep within yourself and inspire you to control the experience you deliver and the value that you communicate. Whether you aligned with the more accessible or the more a luxury approach, the goal is the same: clarity in conveying your vision to attract your ideal client. Just as in a restaurant, or just as a restaurant carefully curates its menu and ambiance to resonate with its clientele, photographers must craft their niche and brand image to resonate with their audience, with our audience. So let's dive into this exploration. Decide fast food or fine dining, and discover how defining your position in the business side of photography, how that can lead you to greater success, regardless of whether you choose fast food, casual dining, or fine dining, or all the different points in between. By the way, throughout this lesson, I'm going to be mostly at the extremes. Kind of like if I'm talking about f stops, I spend most of my time on the low numbered f stops and the high numbered f stops. And you can really figure out the in between part if you know where the boundaries are, where the edges are of the spectrum. And so today we're going to be talking about the business photography, the portrait photography spectrum. Now, are you feeling this so far? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does this touch you? Do you know what I'm talking about? Does this make sense? If you do me a favor and just write yes in the comments. Just the word yes. That'll tell me that you're following, that this is making some sense so far. And that you're anticipating that it's going to make more sense as we move into the rest of this. So yes in the comments. All right. So the portrait photography spectrum. Much like a restaurant. Well, much like a restaurant designs its menu, selects its ingredients, and crafts the ambiance of the environment to cater to their specific clientele, portrait photographers curate their offerings to align with their ideal client too. Whether you're new to the industry or you're a seasoned pro, understanding these distinctions is one of the differentiators between struggle and success. In this world of portrait photography, a diverse range of pricing and expectation exists in clients' minds. However, most people do not make the distinction between photographers in their minds at all. The longer we focus on growing in our field, we realize as photographers, It's a spectrum as vast as and varied as the choices between the options in the culinary world. However, we need to recognize that many people, including your potential clients, may not inherently grasp this distinction. Many people have a common misperception that a photographer photographs pretty much anything, that we're pretty much all the same. There's not a whole lot of difference between us. That a photographer is a photographer is a photographer, that it's easy, that it's not a real job. I mean, have you have you heard that's a really good picture? You must have a good camera. Yeah, of course you've heard that. They who are saying that or thinking that or feeling that, conveying that to you, they have so little knowledge of photography that they actually believe that what they just gave you is a compliment. Now, receive it as a compliment. It would be rude to do to do otherwise. If you know where they're coming from and you get upset, you're the jerk because they came to it from a place of giving you a compliment. So leave it in the compliment stage. Leave it there. Don't get upset. That's silly. This this misperception often stems from a lack of awareness about the intricacies of our profession. Unfortunately, it's a misconception that is shared by a majority of photographers. Believe it or not. So it is not their fault. It's our fault as an industry because we've done such a poor job of differentiating ourselves that we make it impossible for them to see the difference unless they're really looking. We've done a disservice to ourselves and our prospects by failing to effectively differentiate ourselves. We've blurred the lines between distinct niches within photography. It's imperative for every photographer to acknowledge this portrait photography spectrum and understand where they fit in it. Doing so enables you to be to better define your identity and what it is that you have to offer your clients. All right, in your mind's eye, let's visit a tool store. When you think of a tool, it has a clear, well-defined purpose. You know to get wood when doing woodwork, plumbing supplies when doing plumbing. You know to get a lawnmower and not shingles when doing yard work. If a photographer were to describe a tool in the same way that they describe their business, they would generalize a description of the tool, saying something like, I'm electric and I turn really fast. My wire is long, so you can place me wherever you need to. I can cut things. I am easy to use, and your friends are going to be impressed. The problem is that description covers a variety of different tools, from a circular saw to a drill, a weed trimmer, even a ceiling fan. This lack of clarity leaves potential users uncertain about its intended purpose. That is a problem amongst us photographers. We actually believe that we've done a good job of describing who we are. It's not what I have found, though. Most of us do not do a good job of defining who we are. But I understand the misperception, the misunderstanding. And with a little time and effort, you'll understand it too if you don't already. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to recognize. It's a good thing to spend a little bit of time with this subject that you probably don't spend much time with at all. Maybe we do it because we fear narrowing our focus may limit our potential business. Maybe we think that being available to anyone and nearly everyone is a good thing, that maybe we get more business that way. All right. In some instances, you can. So I understand why someone would feel that way. But you are doing this because but are you doing this because you're greedy? After every single dollar you can get out of anyone with a pulse? No, of course not. That is not the reason. You have certain things that you bring that bring you joy. That things like types of photography and the people you want to work with. Do you want to work with people who drain your creative energy? Of course not. We have to do a better job of defining who we want, and then we wind up with them. It's just like when you get a new car. There seems to be more of them on the road. Why is that? Your brain is more attuned to seeing and finding them. Guess what? When you define your ideal client and who it is that you want to work with and what it is that you do, all of a sudden those people start showing up in your life, just like you notice more of the same car. Again, we don't want to do things that cause detriment to our business. So, do we want to do things that cause us to have our? Do we want to work with people who drain our energy? Of course not. So, we need to better define who we are and what we do in this photography, this portrait photography spectrum. As photographers, we've made it challenging for prospective clients to discern the unique value we offer because we haven't chosen what we are and who we are. Somehow, as a collective group of photographers, we are a multi tool that does everything for everyone, despite the fact that not one single, not despite the fact that not a single one of us would think that there is one tool that could replace the entire tool store. On one side of the spectrum, and again, this isn't good versus bad. It has nothing to do with that. It's right versus doing things that are right for you versus things that are good. But you can be on the fast food end of the spectrum and it'd be great. It's what volume photographers are. They're in that category. They're not the only ones, but they're in that category. All the way to the luxury photographers who are generally going to be the low volume photographers. And then everything in between. Again, we're going to talk about the spectrum. So on one side of the photography spectrum, photographers who position themselves as part of the fast food category often prioritize quick sessions, accessible pricing, and catering to a broad clientele. Their approach is rooted in convenience and affordability, attracting those who want efficient and budget-friendly solutions. On the other side of this portrait photography spectrum is the fine dining category. These photographers provide a premium experience. They use the best materials. They deliver top tier service. They they may cater to a niche market. Their focus is on creating art and luxury, attracting clients who deeply value what they do, meaning that they're willing to pay more. If you've got a lot of clients who aren't willing to pay what you're worth, then you're not attracting the kind of people that you want to attract. Pretty clear. Clear indicator you need to do a better job at defining who you are and what you do. I want you to make sure that anytime you hear something that you like, that you click that like button. Let me know. Or the love button. Let me know. And if you haven't already, do me a favor and click on hashtag live. Let me know that you're here watching live. So let's move into defining your identity. Choosing your position on the portrait photography spectrum, I have found to be a pivotal step for photographers because it increases their, and this is through observation, but it increases their happiness and their success. This decision isn't about declaring luxury as being superior. It's not what this is. It's about aligning the approach or aligning with the approach that best suits your goals and values, your preferences, your interests. Identifying your niche and crafting your brand image enables you to communicate a distinct vision, attracting your ideal client, your unique selling proposition. You may have heard that before. You may have heard it just as the acronym USP. Your unique selling proposition sets you apart in an otherwise crowded field. So if you're feeling like this field is crowded, it's because you have failed to do a good job of defining who you are and what you do. If you feel like there's plenty of room for more photographers, its chances are it's because you have defined what it is and what you do, what it is that you do and who you are. There are a lot of indicators to know that you could improve in this category. Just like there's a lot of tools in a tool store, if you're a bolt cutter, then define what you are so clearly that only those who are looking for a bolt cutter take you off the shelf. They go straight to you, they get you, and they take care of whatever business they need to take care of. That's how clear your marketing needs to be, that they're not even looking at others when it's you that they want. Much like a restaurant carefully curates its menu to resonate with its clientele, photographers must develop their USP, that's unique selling proposition, to create a meaningful connection with their audience. Now, can you see how this could be beneficial? If you do me a favor, hit the like button. Hit that like button. If you can see how this would be beneficial to you, defining who you are and what you do, so that you can better convey who you are and what you do to your potential clients. Let's create your brand identity. With the fast food approach to portrait photography, it revolves around speed, accessibility, and affordability. Photographers who embrace this end of the spectrum prioritize quick sessions and budget-friendly pricing. They're they're catering to a broad clientele. They offer a streamlined experience, often with minimal frills but high convenience. Just as fast food photographers serve a wide variety of customers looking for a quick meal on the go, these photographers aim to provide efficient solutions for a diverse audience. In the world of fast food, portrait photography, the focus is on meeting the needs of clients who value accessibility and prompt service. Sessions are designed to be brief, often aiming to capture the essence of a moment without extensive preparation or post production, because we know those things take a lot of time. And with the fast food style, you are trying to do things in as short a period of time as possible. The emphasis is on delivering a satisfactory product that is budget friendly, easy to access, and quick. While the fast food approach may not involve the use of high end materials or target a niche market, it serves a vital role in the photography industry. It caters to those seeking quick, affordable solutions without the need for extensive customization or exclusivity. We need it. We need all types. All types are good. They may not all be right for you, but they are all good. On the opposite end of the spectrum is the luxury side, the fine dining. Just as fast food caters to quick and accessible experiences, the luxury approach is all about exclusivity, quality, and creating an unparalleled experience. Photographers adopting this style are likely high-end restaurants offering fine dining experiences. The luxury approach focuses on crafting custom, high-end portraits that are meticulously created, possibly tailored, most likely, with experience, craftsmanship, and attention to detail at every step of the process. They command a premium price, not only for the images themselves, but for the emotional connection and the entire portrait experience. By the way, if you haven't defined what your entire portrait experience is, there's a homework assignment for you. Define it from your client's point of view. What do they get when they work with you? What are the steps they go through? What are the wow moments they get to experience? The fine dining category of portrait photographers They use the finest materials. They invest substantial time and care into each session. Now, that doesn't mean that the opposite end doesn't care. It has nothing to do with that. It's talking about how much time you get to invest. And they cater to in luxury and caters to a niche market that deeply values their work. Deeply values. That's why they're willing to pay more because they value what it is that you do. The emphasis could be on delivering a personalized, timeless product that captures the essence of their clients' stories. With a luxury approach, or while the luxury approach may require a higher investment for clients, it offers an experience that goes well beyond the ordinary. It's not just about photography, it's about crafting memories and emotions into tangible art. In a world of mass produced imagery, luxury photographers provide a distinctive, deeply personal service that is worth every penny for those who are seeking it. And if you are doing that, most aren't seeking that, but you don't need most. You just need a handful, and there's plenty. You can craft an image that aligns with your chosen approach on the spectrum. A brand identity, not image. You can craft a brand identity that aligns with your chosen approach on the spectrum and effectively communicate your unique selling proposition to your target market. Remember, it's not about one path being better than another. I can't emphasize that enough. Where you fall on the spectrum, at either end or somewhere in between, which is where most of you will be. And by the way, different types of jobs may fall in different areas of the spectrum. It's not about one path, though, being better than the other. It's about finding the right fit for your goals, your values. Let me give you some action steps to help you craft your brand identity. So, if you're leaning towards that fast food approach, or maybe there's some things that you do that lean towards that fast food approach, 5 things I want to cover. One, streamline your process. Now, no matter what you do, you want to streamline. But this is more of an emphasis on taking things out that don't have to be. Focus on efficiency without compromising too much quality. Develop a streamlined workflow that ensures quick turnaround times for your clients. Everything about it is quick. Number 2, affordable pricing. Consider competitive but budget-friendly pricing. Offer package deals and promotions that will attract more people. Number 3 of 5, accessible locations. Choose convenient shooting locations that cater to a diverse audience and ensure ease of use for your clients. You may choose to do it in multiple places. You may have a mini session in one side of town and another mini session in another part of town. Number 4, emphasize convenience. So highlight the convenience factor in your marketing. Showcase your ability to capture moments on the go, making it easy for clients who have busy schedules. And number 5, client-centric communication. Be responsive and adaptable to various client needs. Ensure clear communication and transparency throughout the process. Now, that's one that applies to both. But you'll see I define it just a little bit differently when I move into the next one. So let's move into the next one. For those who are pursuing the fine dining path, to be perceived as a luxury item, you've got to do some things. It doesn't just happen. Portrait photographers must take certain steps to make their prospects aware of the value that they offer. This involves more than just setting higher prices. Now, there is value associated with that alone, but that's not the only place where we want them to perceive value from us. It's about creating an exclusive and quality experience. The first of 5, tailored experiences. Offer high quality, personalized sessions that cater to the individual client per, um, preferences. Now, this is a choice. You don't have to do this. Consult with clients extensively to understand their vision. One thing I do is a consultation in their home. That way I can see where my art is going to be displayed on their wall. That way I know whether it's going to be a horizontal or vertical. I know what size it's going to be. and I can give a pretty accurate quote on how much it's going to cost them. By the way, I don't use the word cost with my clients. So it's an investment. I use the word own a lot. So that's for a different day. Number two, premium materials. Invest in the finest materials and equipment to deliver top quality results. Ensure that your clients receive exceptional, lasting products. And maybe go so far as to offer different types of guarantees. For instance, I have a fade guarantee on my photographs. If it ever fades, let me know. I'll reprint it at my cost and take care of it completely so that you don't have to do anything. The only thing you had to do was call me. That was it. Fade guarantee. Number three, a niche market focus. Define your niche and target a specific audience that appreciates luxury and custom services. Tailor your marketing to attract clients who value exclusivity. Number four, storytelling, but artistic storytelling. Evaluate your craft by focusing on storytelling through your images. Capture emotions, memories, and unique moments that resonate with your clients. And number five of five, exceptional client service. Provide exceptional service from the start all the way to the finish. I would write it down, your client sales process. Write it down. Make it clear. Write it from your client's point of view. Write it from your point of view. Because there's things that you have to do. There's things that your clients do and experience. Two different assignments. Write your client portrait experience from your client's point of view and write it from your own. At several different points, add value added points to it, services, uh, uh, time where appropriate, such as hand signing your portraits or personally delivering and installing the artwork in your clients' homes. It's what I do. I sign my work with, I've got gold foil and a heated ballpoint pen. So I just put the foil down on the print and I sign on top of that. It embeds the gold into it as my signature. And it's kind of fun to say when a dad is, we're discussing prices and a dad says, "Oh man, that's expensive. I could buy a car with that." Or maybe they say, I give them the price, and this would be during the planning session, not because they would already know the price when we went over the prints after the session. This is before, and sometimes, and it's never a woman who says this; it's always a guy. But every once in a while, a guy will say something like, "What is it, lined in gold?" And I get to say, "Well, yes, actually, I sign every one of my portraits in gold." I always love their reaction because it's usually silence and just kind of staring at me. But I don't know, it works. Now, if you're feeling like what I've shared with you so far is helpful, will you do me a favor and put "it's helping" in the client in the comments? I want to know, or just hit the like button. Just hit that like button, hit that love button. But let me know that you're hearing this, that there's something about what I've said so far that has value to you. Let me know in the comments. Tell me it's helping. I want to know. All right. Now I want to convey the benefits to the ideal client. I want you to be able to do that. I want them to be able to understand what it is you do so things get very clear for them, so that it's so clear that they only see you and they're ignoring the rest. That's when you know your marketing is effective. So, conveying the benefits to your ideal client. Imagine stepping into a fast food restaurant where speed, accessibility, and affordability are obvious. The menu is straightforward, prices are budget friendly, and the atmosphere is geared towards serving a diverse clientele looking for a quick, convenient meal. Just as fast food restaurants provide efficient solutions for a broad audience, a fast food photography business caters to those seeking prompt and hassle free photography sessions. The focus here is on delivering a satisfactory product without extensive preparation or post production. That way, you are meeting the needs of the clients who value accessibility and quick service. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't take you a while to prepare. It doesn't mean that. It means that the amount of time that you need per person is reduced relative to the amount of time you might spend as a low volume luxury level photographer. Now, consider your portrait photography business in a different light as an expensive steakhouse where each steak is handcrafted to perfection. The chef and their staff are experienced, they're well trained. The kitchen is meticulously organized and clean. A fine dining photographer may specialize in offering bespoke solutions, each meticulously crafted to serve a distinctive purpose. The brand communicates exclusivity, attention to detail, and commitment to excellence. By educating your clients on your business's focus and values, you're inviting them into your world. As you define your identity on the portrait photography spectrum, remember it's not about superiority, it's about alignment. You're creating a vision that resonates with the clients you want to work with and doing the things that bring you the most joy. All right. If this is resonating with you, do me a favor and just enter the word yes or click the like button to let me know. But I'm about to bring this to a close. And after I do that, I'm going to tell you what's coming up. For instance, the annual San Antonio Photography Tournament is coming up soon, very soon. I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about the next Portrait Profits titles. So that's coming. So let me share with you some closing thoughts. Just as restaurants come in categories like fast food, casual dining, or fine dining, portrait photographers find their place on a similar spectrum. It's not about one being superior to the other. It's about alignment with your vision, your values, and the clients that you wish to serve so that you can better align yourself to your goals and values and be better about conveying what you do and who you want to work with to your prospects. It's not about declaring a position on the spectrum. It's about recognizing that there is one. It's about crafting your brand identity, your unique selling proposition, and your promise of what you deliver. In this lesson, we've recognized the significance of client education and conveying your vision and values to attract clients who share your ideals. Just as a tool store doesn't sell screwdrivers as hammers. Don't dilute your brand by trying to be everything to everyone. Focus on your core values so that you can communicate them clearly, so that you wind up with the ideal version of everything that you want, the ideal clients, the ideal types of photography that you want to do. Now, with your identity firmly established, take pride in your role as a professional portrait photographer. You're not just a service provider. That is something you do. You provide a service, but you're not just a service provider. You're an artist who conveys the essence of people's lives, emotions, and their stories. Whether you choose to be on the fast food side or embrace the world of fine dining or anything in between, or multiple points in between, depending on the type of work that you're doing at that time. Remember that points on the portrait photographer spectrum can lead to fulfillment and success as long as you let your unique vision shine. Let me say that one more time. The points on the portrait photographer spectrum can lead to fulfillment and success as long as you let your unique vision shine. So, therefore, you've got to define who you are and what you want. What do you want out of this life? You guys have heard me say this if you've been watching the show. I think you need to start not by defining what your prices are or what it is that you do, define by defining you. What do you want out of this life? And when you're doing this brainstorm, don't consider how much money you have right now, because in the ideal version, you've got more. Don't consider how much time you have right now, because in the ideal version, you've got all the time you need. So when you're brainstorming, take money and time out of the equation temporarily. You'll bring it back in. You have to. That's called realism. But during the brainstorming phase, idealism. What is it that would be ideal? And start by listing the different categories that are most important to you. Family is one of the most important things for most. So, family, social, other different types of relationships, your hobbies. Maybe you want to travel, health. There's a lot of things that are important to you. Write down those categories first and then define what would be ideal for each one of those. By the way, I might have, do I have that handy? I do. I'm going to put that up on the screen. So these are some of the ones that we do in one of my photography classes that I do as an assignment. So these represent some of those bigger categories: family, career, health, relationships, financial, travel, social, home, car, and stuff. So the things that you buy, the things you own, the charity or different types of contributions, hobby, play, and rest, and mental, emotional, and spiritual. So these, you may have all these, you may not use all these, you may have more, but this at least gives you that idea of what it is that I'm talking about. All right. So you have the power to uplift your clients. You know this. You've experienced this. You've created lasting memories. And if you're just starting, you're going to create lasting memories because it's just what you do as a photographer. You're going to build, if you haven't already, a thriving business doing what you are passionate about. Success begins by defining what you want and who you are. And you already have the tools, the skills, the knowledge to make it happen. We just have to continue to enhance that side. You've got the passion, the drive that exists within you already. Now we just need to focus that in the direction that you're going. Portrait photography, Portrait Profits friends, I believe in you. You are fantastic. You're amazing. You're a creative. Sometimes there's some negative aspects of that, and we aren't feeling our ultimate best selves. Yes, of course. But when we do a good job of defining who we are and where we're going, it's like getting out on a road trip. You've defined where you're going and when you want to get there because you have a specific reason. And so you successfully get there, as opposed to what most photographers do and not define where they're going and getting on that path with everything they've got. They instead put all that energy into wandering roads that look good. Ooh, that road looks good. That might take me to a pretty place. Ooh, I might get a better version, a better view of the sunset if I go down this road. You could spend your entire life doing good things. The path to struggle is putting good things in your path. That's what the path to struggle is, because none of us are putting bad things in our path. So it must be the good things that are the problem. And it is, because the difference between success and struggle is defining where you want to go and heading down that path with everything you've got. Because all of us are going to put in a whole lot of work. We're all going to invest blood, sweat, and tears, whether we're wandering down good roads that other people think are good and it causes us to be confused why we haven't gotten any level of success, struggle, or we have defined our path. We're putting all of that effort in the direction we need to go in. That's success. But you have to define it. You get to, but you also have to define it. All right. To spend some more time on this subject or other subjects, I invite you to take advantage, and I'll put it in the comments. And I know that this doesn't go to each one of the places we simulcast, so I'm sorry about that. Let's see. There we go. I invite you to take advantage of a one-time 45-minute coaching call. It's $80 with me to go over the different things that are important to you about photography and help you point yourself. I'll help you point yourself into the direction you want to go, so that all this effort you're putting in is not wandering, driving down good roads. It's driving down the road or grouping of roads that take you to the path, take you to the destination that you want to go. So let's see. Do I have that? Nope. All right. So I'm going to create a banner and put that on there. All right. So for those of you who don't have who don't see this already in your feed, then this is the address. Maybe do a screenshot of that. I probably should have done a QR code for it, but I don't want to leave it up there for too long, just because we're almost done. I got some more things to cover, but that's the location for that 45-minute session. All right. We've been talking about decide, fast food or fine dining. I hope that you've gotten something out of this, that you're excited by this, that you can see how this could be beneficial for you and your success. I've got one announcement, and I'm going to tell you what the upcoming shows are. So the announcement is the annual San Antonio Photography Tournament is this coming Sunday. And there's how I wanted it to show. So it's this coming Sunday. It's all morning and a little bit into the afternoon. The 11th annual San Antonio Photography Tournament. I hope you've heard of it. If you haven't, well, there's a QR code on the screen. You can just take your cell phone and photograph that if you're watching this on a computer screen. If you're watching it on your cell phone, then go to photofun.eventbrite.com, photofun.eventbrite.com. That's where you get your tickets, and you do need to buy those ahead of time. So that is on Sunday, and it's a fun tournament. That's why the address says Photo Fun. It's the goal is not to find out who the best photographer in the San Antonio area is. It's to have a grouping of people who enjoy photography get together and have some fun. And it's sponsored by Digital Pro Lab and a few others like the San Antonio Photography and Facebook group, Landers Photography School, Photo SA Camera Club. There's a lot of different sponsors. We have lots of different prizes too, because we're going to have 15 different categories. You don't know them ahead of time. You bring your camera, we give you the list when you arrive, and then we as a group we go over the rules, and then we release you for about 3 hours to get out and have some fun and spend time with people and spend time doing the things that you enjoy. And then you come back and you submit those photographs. Now you're going to need to bring something like a laptop, iPad, something to upload those photographs to the files that we have. We'll show you how. But you're going to upload those, and during lunch. And we're not providing lunch. You will want to bring your own. Our judges are going to be judging right then and there. This is an instant gratification photographer's challenge. So the judges will define who the first, second, and third are in each category, and we'll start announcing the winners. We'll probably about 1:30, we'll start announcing who the winners are. So you'll The event will be over by 2:30, 3 o'clock, and you will already know who the winners of every category are and the grand champion and runner-up. Each one is going to get each first, second, and third, is going to get a certificate and prizes. So it's pretty fantastic. You guys are gonna love this, and there's door prizes, so most people are gonna win, and we'll have somewhere between 40 and 60 photographers participating, and the more the merrier. We're at in Confluence Park, right on the river. Fantastic, beautiful spot, and the weather is going to be amazing on Sunday. Well, I've got my fingers crossed. So go to photofun.eventbrite.com for more information and to get your tickets. All right, now let's talk about the upcoming shows. As you know, the Portrait Profits show is every single Monday at noon. Now, on the second Monday of each month, we do move it to 6:30 because we've got a panel and we need to make it convenient to our panelists. But the Portrait Profit show is every Monday at noon, and this one, the upcoming one, is called is about your annual plan. Let me put that on the screen. It's called "Is Your 2024 Planned Out Yet?" So, for a lot of you, it is. This may be just a review, but I've come across a lot who do not have their 2024 planned out yet. So we need to get this done. It actually should have been done a few months ago, but it's not too late. It's never too late until it's too late. And it's not that yet. So we're going to be talking about that. What are the things we need to consider in order to make 2024 our most successful year ever? Be here a week from today, October 23rd at noon for Is Your 2024 Planned Out Yet? Now, this next one is going to be very different from how we've done the other types of shows that we do, because on October 30th, the day before Halloween, we're going to be doing unusual situations. I am encouraging you to send me your unusual situations that you've experienced during a photo session. Yeah, experience something odd? What about after the photo session when you're looking at the photographs and you see something you didn't notice while you were there? Hmm. Send me your stories. Jim@landersphotoschool.com. Send me your stories. And I'm going to pick and choose the ones that I want to share on that day on October 30th. But I've got a couple of ghost stories already, maybe 3 that have already been submitted that are pretty intriguing. You're going to want to be here for that. Put this on your calendar right now, October 30th at noon for unusual situations. October 30th. And if you're curious what happens after that, November 6th at noon, we're going to be doubling your wedding sale. So for those of you who do weddings, plan on making double what you've made before. This system is guaranteed. Yeah. Or your money back. Of course, I do these for free. So even if I double your money back, it's still zero you get back. But hey, you're going to double your wedding sale. You're going to increase your wedding sale because of the things that I'm sharing here. By the way, this is something that I charge quite a bit for, and I'm giving it to you for free. All my classes really fall in that category, but this one kind of especially, because you will increase the amount that you're selling, and it's going to be so much easier than you thought. And you may think, how's that possible? Well, you don't know until you know. So put November 6th on your calendar at noon. Be here for doubling your wedding sale. I sure do appreciate you guys being here as always. And I hope you have the best week ever. I hope to see you on Sunday for the annual San Antonio Photography Tournament, number 11, the 11th annual San Antonio Photography Tournament at Confluence Park. For Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, this is Jim Landers bringing you the weekly Portrait Profit Show, helping you excel in your portrait photography business through valuable tips and insights, helping you stay on track towards the success you deserve. Join us every Monday for evolving content as we unravel the mysteries of the business side of photography. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Portrait Prophet Show. Bye for now.